Hello, one and all, this is Stargods vlog. How you doing? And here's to the all-seeing eye. I know what you're doing. I mean, they certainly do. It's a going show. So anyways, I wanted to talk about society is finished. Gurus in the world today, these new age characters and all this, and all these gaga googers, and what they're saying is that Earth is a spiritual school. Oh, really? I say this is a prison. So the idea is that all the faiths of all the world, and all the religions, all taught reincarnation. Then came the Roman Catholic Church, and they said, nope, get rid of it. And they exercised the Bible. They censored the Bible and took out any reference to reincarnation, took it right out, removed it. And if you promoted reincarnation, you'd be tied to a cross and set on fire. And then when you burn and scream, you're just getting started because you're going to burn in hell. Come on, baby, let my fire by the great and glorious Yahweh. The Jewish God of wrath, vengeance, war. He's a jealous God. He'll kill anybody. He doesn't like humans. Absolutely despises humans. Regrets creating us. It's in the Bible. Just read the Bible. So I find it fascinating. That's one of my most, on that subject alone, I could go, blah, 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 blah. But I won't. I'm going to stick to the subject. So is this a school? No. We are in hell. The earth is hell. So if we're in school, we're supposed to learn. I see the New Agers are saying, there is reincarnation, and we're learning. We're learning because when you die, you're supposed to, if you don't get the lessons, you reincarnate again, and you're stuck on the karmatic wheel, or the wheel of reincarnation, is the Indian flag, And so, but then you forget all your past lives. So this is like being if this is a school, we're in grade 12, we're working hard to pass grade 12, but all our memory of 1 to 11 has been eliminated. How are we going to graduate? But if this is a graduate, this is not school. This is a penitentiary. This is hell. This is what the early original Gnostic Christians, the original Christians were Gnostics, Jewish Gnostics, and they said that this world is a prison. And now that we're in the flesh, somehow it's unclear. We became flesh, and our spirits entered into flesh and became trapped. Why we came and entered into the flesh, who knows? Maybe it was a craving for drugs, sex, and rock and roll, whatever. Maybe there was a war, and we got grabbed and put into this. But that's gone. That's ancient knowledge that you are forbidden to know. And they've hid everything from us. So we live in a reality that is a con job. All reality is a con job. Oh no, the Bible is inerrant. It's the truth. It's without errors. Really? Well, then how is it that in the past the Roman Catholics edited it, chopped it up, removed everything that was about reincarnation, except they blew it with Jesus. It says that they thought Jesus was the reincarnation of Elijah. Was it Elijah? Yeah, they thought he was. So there was a reference to reincarnation. Whoops, they blew it that way. But so you're supposed to you learn through reincarnation. So you don't get it right in this life. Well, then you're going to reincarnate into the second life, a slave. We keep you alive to serve this ship. Row well and live. And there we are at work, rolling and forgetting, I don't have time for this crap. I work for a living. Shut your mouth. Unbelievable. Anyways, I'm going to make this public. It'll also go to my Patreon page, but I'm not going to limit it to Patreon. I think this is something that the public needs to be a little aware of. And don't take my word for it. Just think about it. Just kind of go, is he telling the truth, or is he a liar of Satan? Bite ya. I'm just so fed up with it all. It's just insane. This is a hell. This is the most beautiful time to be alive. Oh, really? Well, society crashes. They're crashing. And all these new agers are telling us to be happy. We're happy. We're living in the greatest part of history ever. It's the end of history. Personally, I feel like a fighter in the 14th round, and I'm just like, I can barely stand up. My ribs are cracked. My guts have been beaten to a pulp. My eyes are smashed. They're bloody. I got blood out of my mouth, and life is getting pretty hard to take. And they're delivering the final blow. Everybody's broken, spiritually, mentally, physically. Everybody's broken. There's nobody I know that isn't extremely depressed and full of anxiety. And there's nobody. So we're all sitting here, and COVID, we went down, and we almost went down for the count, but we got up, and now they're really going to give it to us. They're going to starve us, because it's a school. We're learning. Mine is bad. Obama was a bad man. Well, that's right, Mr. Wilkins. Come on board to heaven. You're a good soul. Oh, by the way, we really appreciate how you kept your pickle in your pants all these years, and you were faithful to the great Lord. So, we're beaten down. Every day people are being beaten down to their knees. Just beaten down. Jesus loves me. This I know because the bat in the belly tells me so. I don't see this. I don't see this. Wow, it's just absolutely horrific. People are suffering in intensity as never, ever before in human history. But then this Ben Carson, who makes a lot of good points, but I don't agree with everything. He says this is the greatest time to ever be alive because there isn't thousands and thousands and thousands of people being executed. The Catholic Church isn't exterminating church. The Black Plague is long gone. Hey, pal, they're just getting warmed up, okay? So, no, we're not dying off like we have in the past, but they're just getting warmed up. They're just getting warmed up. Hit me, baby, one more time, says the public. Because they're nothing. They're puke. The public is sinners, made up of sinners. They were born in sin. I shouldn't do that. They were born in sin. In other words, the public has been trained not to have any sense of self-worth, to condemn themselves, to stand in the shadow of God. Don't hit me, big boy. Don't hit me, Joe Pesci. Don't hit me. You mother effing son of a mother. Hey, this Yahweh, who thinks he's God of the universe, has us imprisoned. According to the original Christians, who were Gnostic, before they were just exterminated by the Catholic Church, they taught that Yahweh is the devil, and that Christianity is actually devil worship by proxy. He is the Jewish God of wrath, vengeance, and war. There's no love there. He doesn't love us. He loved us so much he brought the flood, and he's going to bring back Armageddon. Woo, that's love. Yeah. Yahweh is love. He's a burning hunk of love. Come on, baby, let my fire. There you go. Now you're off to the lake of fire. Fire is his best friend. He loves blood and fire and torment. So we're being tormented beyond belief. People are suffering like they've never suffered. The illnesses that are taking place. Not many people die naturally anymore. They die from illnesses, rare diseases. They're having their lives taken away from them. They're having their little children coughing up blood and dying of leukemia in the hospital. Well, it's a good lesson to learn. You're in prison. We're in prison. There is a universe of knowledge, unlimited knowledge beyond all of your dreams and conceptions. And guess what? We have no access to it because our spirits have been punched into this flesh, pressed into flesh, and all our spirits can do, all that we know about the universe, we have to rely on our five senses that can often be altered, changed, manipulated. Five senses. With the eyes we can see, I see a star coming. No. Less than 1% of everything out there is what we see. Less than 1%. We don't hear any of it. In this room right now, I don't know what's in this room. All that's coming in this room is light. The light goes into my stupid damaged eyes and goes as electrical signals, translated into electrical signals, just like a computer chip, translates it into an electric signal, goes through the back of the head, and the brain goes, okay, let's put this jigsaw together, and there's a picture of my bookcase, and yeah. So your mind, your brain is there to control the reality. It's the conductor of reality, or so-called reality, because all reality is a con job. But it's there putting it together. So it sees this electrical pattern. Oh, that's an angel. Oh no, our brains are programmed to turn it into a chair. So there's a chair. Our brain. See, the right brain is where you get drugs and visions, and dreams, and stuff like that. This is the area of unprocessed information. Then your left brain, sorry, if I screw this up, get it straight now. Left brain is the computer brain. The right brain is God, connection with God. Take Billy. Billy, light comes off. It's translated as an electrical signal. It goes to the back of my head. My brain is programmed to see Billy, my little wooden boy. Okay, so, dummy. So, but your brain can be programmed to see this as a big mouse, or a rat, or even a tiger. It can be programmed and altered. We are a biological computing system. Bruce Lipton pointed out that when he examined the cells of a body, there was no difference between them and silicon chips. All reality is programmed. And we don't know anything. That's part of our prison. It's like, let's say a baby's born in prison. So the baby's going to stay in prison, but they put on a virtual reality helmet. And the baby sees green. I see trees of green and blue skies too. And that's all the kid will understand is reality. Oh, what a beautiful day. But he's in a prison cell. Because it's the visor it's the program system translating all the raw data into programmed images of fields and valleys and churches and there's not seeing the prison, the hard floor, because the senses are lying. The five senses are being processed. We could be walking on glass, and our brain can be programmed to think it's very smooth and comforting, like walking through a field of clover. Our brains are programmed. Oh, I just had a thought now. This is too deep. Oh, shoot. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just keep it to my Patreon. You can find Patreon and the links to the backup channels in the links. But yeah, I'm thinking, I sort of crossed the line and breaking my rule. It's a little too deep for the. Well, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. So, anyways, we're being programmed by the archons, and who are the archons? They are the malevolent rulers of this world. They are the royalty of this world. They are the gods of the old, of the past. They're like little boys that take flies and they pull a leg out, pull the wing out. We are the flies, and we are being absolutely tortured and dismembered. We have no idea what's out in the universe. I don't know what's in this room because my brain has processed it to only see what I've been taught to see. Okay? I bought this book rack, so therefore it's in my head, book rack. There could be green monsters walking in this room. I've had my cat sit there while I'm sitting, go, and I can't see what's there. I don't know what's there. What am I touching? I don't know. My program brain will not allow me. And the only time that we really see what's going on is in the dream world, or we're hallucinating on drugs or whatever. Those aren't visions and all that. That's reality. That's unprocessed information. That's raw information that hasn't been translated into electrical signals and translated by the virtual reality left brain. Okay. Now that I found out today that in Australia they believed, the ancients there believed that this is a dream world, and that the real world, when we die, we enter into the real world because we see we're not limited. You know, the cell door is open, and we can go out in the front of the prison and smell the real air and touch the green grass and embrace a tree and feel the detail of the bark and see reality. The VR is off after we die. So we see reality, and I think it makes perfect sense because when we're in here, we're not seeing reality. We're not seeing anything. We're also dumbed down. They've made every effort on earth to dumb us down. The archons are relentless. They've hidden a lot of knowledge about the archons. They're the ones they watch in the Adjustment Bureau, the movie. Those are the archons. Watch Dark City. Those are the archons. But we're limited. We're suppressed. You know, I can't feel the edge of the universe. No, I can only feel my head and my shirt, the reality around me. There's a lot of times where people have come back from near death and have gone, wow, how can you fit this existence within a tiny little body? Because once they're released, you are the universe, and you know everything. You're like a little drop of water that falls into the ocean, and whoa, that's all you hear about. It's the vastness of Roger Ebert. The movie critic said that on his last dying breath, that the universe is so vast, it's beyond anything believable. But we're all shoved. Our consciousness is shoved and stuffed in this body, you know. And then we run around and we're late for work. We're late for church. You know, it's just a sick existence. 7 days a week, you work, and you work 7 days a week. Then on Saturday, you're grocery shopping, or you're catching up on the house repairs or whatever. And then Sunday, you're running. We're late for church. And then Monday, you start the whole cycle all over again. You know, we keep you alive to serve the ship. Serve well and live. That's from Ben-Hur. Oh, it's just a movie. Slap your mouth, you son of a... You know, it's just a movie. Who do you think you're talking to? You effing this and effing that and F you and F the world. Oh. Well, that's a good debate. Whoa. So our left brain is in control of everything. Our left brain is the virtual reality helmet that we wear, because everything is translated into electrical signals to be decoded in the back of the brain. And this is a fact. I don't believe in UFOs. I think it's all crock. It's all crap. You know, so that guy goes outside with his friend. There's a UFO. His friend goes, oh my God. But this guy, he is so programmed himself that there's no such thing as UFO. He won't see anything. He won't see anything. That's quite common. You only see if you believe. And then all these people, I don't believe in UFOs. I don't believe in archons. You know, reptiles. Until you're tapped on the shoulder. That I don't believe in reptiles. I don't believe in reptiles. You know. I don't know. I guess that's all I have to say, really. Our reality is engineered and fabricated. We are co-creators. We have the power of intention. Hey. Create a couple hours drunk with some broads. Yeah. And then we create, you know, a situation. We create situations and we create actual material, you know. Okay, I want to focus my attention on feeding the poor I want the poor to be fed. Don't get that big fancy car. Think of a big fancy car. Focus your attention on a big fancy car with lots of money, honey. You know, they've helped. No, they forced us to create a world of shadow from our darker selves, from the flesh. All lust, greed, evil comes from the flesh. All that is good comes from the divine spark within. That's the oldest faith on earth. In modern Christianity, it's called Christ within, the divine spark. All goodness, empathy, caring, love, everything, peace comes from within, from the divine spark within. Everything else is from the flesh. So they when we get attached to this materialistic world, the archons are in our minds, getting us to persuading us to create material wealth, material pleasure, and all this. But we're no longer focusing on what's really real, and that's our spiritual growth. And because if we change our frequency, because there's no such thing as atoms and molecules. That's a con job they've given us for all physical matter. Tesla and some other notable scientists all stated there is no such thing as atoms, and there's no such thing as electrons. Tesla said there's no such thing. There's only energy. And Tesla said if you want to understand everything in the universe, put your glasses on that contain energy, frequency, and vibration. That's what reality is made of. This is not solid. This is in our mind. The scientists in the 1920s discovered that there is no physicality. And then they were told to shut up or lose their funding, lose their credibility in the media, lose their job, lose everything, lose their retirement. If you don't shut up. So for over 100 years, they have repressed this knowledge. This is fields of energy. And like the energy of the light, it's translated into our brain. Okay? I don't know. I think this is too informative and too deep for people. And I don't really like the idea, but I think I may make it public. All my deep stuff goes to Patreon, and I tend to be more loyal to Patreon. So we'll see how that goes, but public's not ready for this. And then I know a certain person's going to steal a lot of these ideas, put it in his new book, and then go on tour with it and get all the money. And you know, I don't want to be rich, but I'd like to just get my eyes fixed. That would be good. And he's very famous. He's very well known, and I've documented all the things he's stolen from me. My ideas. He's actually stolen my graphics. He stole an original picture. And this guy never gives anybody credit. There are hundreds of people that he's gotten information from, and he's never given credit. He's never given them credit at all, and he makes it look like he came up with it all, and blah, blah, blah. If you're smart, you'll know who I'm talking about. Very famous, travels the world. So this is the dream world. Can you see and understand why this is an illusion? It doesn't exist. It's our belief system. What we believe is what we create and what we will see. You know, it's all an illusion. It's all waveform that's translated by our brain to become anything you want it to be. I think I covered just about everything there is. So I don't know what more to say. This is not school. This is a prison. This is where people get leukemia, lung cancer, where they die from extraordinary, intense pain. They suffer all their lives with incredible pain, bad health, just evil circumstances. You know, take an uncle who's pedophiling all the kids, you know, of all the family, you know, and stuff like this. This goes on and on and on and on. Rape, murder. They're bringing in famine now, and they're bringing in a pre-German existence where the price of bread was like, what, $1 million or something? And they lived in wood crates on the street in the freezing rain in the streets. Most fathers of most families had to sell drugs or have to have their daughters go out procuring men for sex. You know, they became prostitutes to stay alive. And this goes on year after year. It's getting more and more and more and more intense. So please don't ever be so stupid to think that this is a school. This is a prison. And the way you get out of this this repeating wheel of reincarnation is to know the truth, that you're not a part of this world. You are a spirit, and you're going to go back to where you belong, because Jesus says, unless ye be born from above, ye cannot enter into the kingdom of God. But they mistranslated that to put it into born again, and they got a born again prayer. Yeah! You know, just live for the spirit, be connected to God, live for the spirit, abide by the spirit, forget this materialistic world of illusion. This is all an illusion. It doesn't exist. You know, hypnotists can come up to you and say, hey, you are now sitting in the middle of a beautiful, beautiful mansion. And suddenly, you know, the garbage is gone, the rats are gone, you're in a beautiful mansion. Watch Dark City, watch the movie. You'll know how it works, but you won't know it. So, anyway, you're lost. and know that your life has meaning, your life has value. Forget the bloody evil church. Thou shalt not! You know, and you're born evil, you are evil, and God needs to, not God, Yahweh, or Jehovah needs to scrape you from his shoe. You're dog shite. You're born in sin. You're a sinner. Oh, we're born in sin. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's wonderful. Isn't that, no, you know, you're born evil. Did you know that? We're born evil? Anyways, that's a subject I could really get carried away with. So thank you very much. And, yeah, I think I will make it public, but I got far too deep for this. I'm kind of reluctantly going to make this public. And maybe I'll change my mind and keep it in my Patreon. I don't know yet. Thank you very much.